Yeah, again, I think for us, we're training in our facilities, we're sleeping in our beds, we're in our natural day-to-day sort of um, environments, and for the teams that come up from Mexico, certainly they're on the road for extended periods of time and they're traveling through these different scenarios doesn't make it easy. So that's is what I would say is the challenge. I think for the Mexican League teams is going to be, especially the longer this goes, the more time that they spend on the road and the more different venues that they go through the process. So that's just something that they're going to have to manage, and it does create a challenge for those teams in particular, I think. Yeah, I think the way they're able to pressure, create turnovers, create transitions, attack fast out of those transitions is for me probably their greatest strength. Again, as I said, they have a way of pretty quickly getting into a man-on-man type of scenario, and disrupting the game and causing transitions that you then have to manage, especially for a team like us that wants to have the ball and we look to play through pressure a lot of times. It's going to be our challenge, which is something I really enjoy. I think it puts a real challenge on our team. We're not a team that always plays direct and beyond the pressure. It's for us to have to find solutions and make smart decisions. And so that's where I think they're going to create a lot of issues for us. And we've got to be able to protect ourselves, when they have the ball, is that we don't get ourselves too stretched out. Because again, I think as we saw against LAFC and as in the first half, specifically against Vancouver the other day, they did a great job of just spacing out the field and making it difficult to get pressure to the ball. And in the first half, Vancouver played in a 3-4-3, and they were just hitting the diagonals in behind those wing backs, and it caused a lot of problems for Vancouver. So we just got to make sure that we stay connected and that we solve the pressure without putting ourselves into bad situations, that we can finish attacks and make their goalkeeper and make their defenders make some plays. And we got to score, we got to score when we have opportunities. That's, for me, in CONCACAF back in the past, it's always come down to maybe not a ton of chances. It's come down to efficiency, and which team can take their chances when they get their chances. Doesn't usually come down to 10 or 15 chances per team. It literally comes down to 3 or 4 chances when top teams play each other. So we've got to be efficient around the goal and protect ourselves. I think it's helpful. I think anytime you get an opportunity to see an opponent that you don't see very often, play an opponent that you just played, it can be helpful for sure. Understanding that we play different than Vancouver means that I'm sure that they'll take a look at us and slightly adapt some of the stuff that they're going to do as well. But it's always beneficial when you can, I think, when you can see an opposition, one more time, maybe an environment that you understand a little bit better than them just playing against other Mexican League teams. That can be good information to be able to utilize. But we will approach the game with a vision of how we want the game to look, how we anticipate they might play, but we also want to be adaptable to the situation and understand that it may not look exactly the same, and we've got to be able to adapt inside of this particular game against this particular opposition. Yeah, I mean, comments for me. I didn't catch the first name. I caught the Funes Mori, but I didn't catch the first one. It just doesn't come through very clear in here, so I'm not catching every word.
That's Tecatito Jesus Manuel Corona.
Yeah, not much into those rumors. Again, the challenge for us is with our transfer ban, if you will. Our options are players who are free, which we're trying to work through. A small number of players who are out there that fit the profiles that we would like to add to our team, short term and long term. And players who are inside of our league, and anything outside of that is more of a question of long term, like the winter and adding to our team next year and things like that. I don't know specifically those 2 players, their specific situations. I know them as players, but I don't know their specific situations. But there's nothing imminent as it relates to those guys.